What is confession? When I think about the word confession, the first thing that jumps to mind is a priest sitting in a confession box and of repentance coming and knocking on the door and revealing their transgressions in the hope that in the act of sharing them, in the act of owning up and taking responsibility for sins, that some reparations will have taken place and that they'll be closer to God. We can also see a parallel in therapy and counselling, because we know that when we share those difficult things that we're dealing with, when we have someone who is actively listening to us, there's a cathartic effect. We get it all off our shoulders. We feel better for putting it out onto the table, having someone hear us and being able to look at it together. But confession is also something that can be misused. It can also be a way in which we're covertly controlled by manipulative organisations and people. In some cults, confession is used in order to gather personal information about a person that can be then used to exert pressure on them, holding some information over them. But what we see happening now, particularly on social media, is a kind of necromancy about things that people have said and done and mistakes that have been made in the past. And we see these sins being resurrected in order to condemn people today for things that they may have done in the past. What really exasperates me about this is that we just lose the opportunity to recognise all of our humanity and the opportunity to look at things that happen as material for learning. Confession, when used properly, can be a means for us to acknowledge our own shortcomings, to make restitution with people that we've hurt, and it can be a way for us to look together at the experience of being humans and to think about how we handle life's most difficult situations. But when misused, it becomes the tool of a witch hunt and an effort not to recognise our own humanity, but as a weapon to attack and belittle everybody else's.